Rowledge and Will McIntyre, our winners so far this weekend. This is round 6 and they're all lined up, and also ready to go are Paul and Richard.
I bet you can't guess, viewers, how many points there are between first and second in the championship? 1.
Out before he threw to us.
Had you worried?
and it wasn't one. It wasn't one. I'm looking forward to this, Richard. 1 point, eh?
Yeah, but you don't look like a hamster anymore, mate. Exactly. I do, but there we are. That's another matter. Yeah, 1 point between championship leader Josh Rowledge and Harry Reynolds, who Harry, I kind of thought maybe hasn't had the weekend that he wanted, but I spoke to him this morning and he said, no, just want to keep finishing as good as possible. Not too concerned about wins. He said this championship's about points and finishing.
Wow, fair play. They're thinking.
Yep. So how do they line up? Well, we've got a new driver, 2 new drivers in the winner's circle this weekend, which we'll tell you about. And for round 6, pole position going to new winner Will McIntyre. Josh Rowledge is alongside Harry Reynolds and Joe Warhurst on row 2. And they're followed by Maurice Henry and Akil Alabai. Sonny Smith is next from Liam McNeely, Jacob Hodgkiss and Zach Meakin on row 5. The 6th row, Adam Brown and Fergus Chalmers. Row 7, Luca Hopkinson with Mackenzie Douglas. Then it's first time winner in race 1, Kanato Lee from Ella Lloyd. James Wires on row 9 with Akshay Bora. Shravan Shamagavel next up from Leona Theobald. Flynn McHardy is in pit lane. He had a problem on the out lap, but he's in pit lane. Hopefully he'll start. Then it's Ian Aguilera. Luke Watts on row 12 with Alicia Pomoski. So that's the grid. This is the 3rd race of the weekend, and because of the conditions, the car's getting the extra green flag lap just to try and sort of suss out conditions. And these cars running on road tyres, of course, you haven't seen them before, 14 to 17-year-olds. So you can, a lot of people think, oh, 14 to 16 maybe, but you can stay in if you're 17. A couple of drivers have done that, maybe rather than move on to Challenge or anything else, but you can go into Super Cup or Challenge. As we look at that 27 car of Flynn McHardy, you can stay in as a 17-year-old, and there could be a number of factors for that. I think one of which is exposure, getting this sort of TV coverage. But there's Flynn, great young lad, came and had a chat yesterday, had a chat with his dad Luke, had some problems at Donington, but great to see him ready to go out and rejoin the track. Yeah,
that'd be good for him. It's actually not a bad place to start the end of the pit lane when there's a lot going on track. There's still damp parts of the track. I can't see much precipitation, I think the word is. But yes, you see they're running really wide at clearways. That's interesting. They're absolutely giving that apex a wide berth. So, you know, these cars are on road tyres, actually road tyres, so maybe they felt, it's been resurfaced as well, this track. So, yeah, maybe they felt that they can't keep too tight to the normal racing line, and it is still a bit damp, and that is the place to have the grip. So, yeah, my favourite part of the day, Richard, and it's ready to rock and roll.
Absolutely right. So a new car for pole position, the red Elite livery of Will McIntyre. First win for him yesterday. In fact, Elite had 2 first-time winners, and you're just pointing out Josh Rowledge there. So well back.
Yeah, well back. I'm hoping he's going to, that front row grid, I hope he gets onto his marks. Maybe you can't see them. Sometimes you can't see the marks.
But rather than go too far forward,
yeah.
Can you be out of position by being too far back as well?
No, you're okay. I'm sure.
You're not getting an advantage, are you? That's the key.
No, they're both out of position if you want to play like that, so they'll be fine.
That'd be good. We had a brief look at Alicia Pomoski, the scholarship driver for this year, but it's McIntyre and Rowledge. McIntyre 4th in the championship coming into this race. No time for any more build-up because the engine notes are building up. The lights are on. We are ready for round 6 of the championship. Lights go out. Cracking start from the pole position man. Not the easiest thing to do here at Brands Hatch, but well done, Will McIntyre. Coming up from the 2nd row is Harry Reynolds, and challenging in the black car with the turquoise livery has got up, I think, into 2nd position. And Josh Rowledge has got work to do, but won't be concerned about that because, oh, he will that. Going off into the gravel, again gets back on alongside the blue car of Joe Warhurst.
McIntyre's gone off in the lead, has he? Yes, he's gone off in the lead. I thought he'd locked the rears up. The red car has gone down into 4th place. We'll probably get 3rd back, but just keep it on the island. Keep it on the island. But yeah, he just late braking and locked the rears up and ran wide into Druids. Look at that, new leader.
It is a brand new leader, and this is the guy we were talking about playing it cool and saying that really it's all about just finishing rather than worrying too much about championship wins. Joe Warhurst busy chasing a kill, Alibi in blue, but up into second is a driver who's making very, very steady progress further and further up the order. It's Maurice Henry, who was on for a podium yesterday, had a little moment, still had his 2 best career results yesterday, Maurice Henry, and he's up in P2.
Yeah, like we commented on at Donington, he moved up the grid, didn't he, from the back, and he's done a really good job. And look at this, Maurice now is to the fore.
He's having a good look, prepared by Fox Motorsport at the moment. The lead driver in this one, Liam McNeely, was ahead of him on championship points coming into the round, but getting stuck in as well there is McIntyre trying to come back at him as Warhurst runs wide. Warhurst third in the championship. Again, they can sort themselves out, and it could be any one of these drivers that could take the win if you're in the top 6. It's just the way these things play out. We had yesterday the Super 3-car dice before the race was red flagged, but there was no taking the win away from Will McIntyre. He had to really work hard to get into the race lead, but it's Harry Reynolds out front, the young Welshman, a super job, and he is out front with Maurice Henry, who'll be keen. Maurice, I don't think with that much pressure. Henry is in fact now down to third because McIntyre keeping it tight there in red, goes into second, but Henry's on the outside line. Akil Alibi can pick his line behind in yellow, but Henry goes back into second position as they cross the line. But look at the 18 car on the inside has got the run as they come down into paddock, and Alibi's coming through as well, the young South African in the 14 car, and Joe Warhurst goes through as well. So Maurice there got hung out a little bit to dry. He
did, but it's all experience. Joe Warhurst, brilliant stuff in the blue car, hung back and just thought, right, I'll pick my moment, got the job done at paddock, but no, that's going to be a safety car.
It's Shravan McGable, nice to see his mum and dad supporting. He's got his sister here as well watching. Said to his little sister, are you going to race as well? No. Piano.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Probably less dangerous, to be fair.
Poor old Shravan. He's been learning well, and hopefully that won't be a safety car, and hopefully he'll be back. Look forward to seeing him race at Thruxton, which is our next event. So it's Reynolds still out front, and McIntyre having got himself back into P2. Lesson learned for him, but Reynolds trying to get away, the man who led the championship as we came away from that last round. Remember, double winner races 2 and 3. It was Josh Rowledge that won the first race at Donington Park. So we'd had 2 wins for Assetto Motorsport. Safety car coming out rightly for Shravan's car, which is just offline. Keep all these youngsters safe, keep all the cars safe as well. So they would go through, and Scott Stringfellow, who I understand was really made up with this new G56 car, apparently sent Lawrence Tomlinson at Ginetta a note to say how good it was.
Yeah, I can imagine that. It's a pretty powerful motor. So safety car awaits the field, and replay from the start from the blimp. And yeah, it was an interesting one, wasn't it? Because Rowledge was not out of position, but he was too far back on the grid, and that then compromised him. And it was Harry Reynolds, wasn't it, who made the best start really of everybody. And yeah, they all got away with the first part. There was a little near pinch moment, look at that, for P2 and P3. Got squeezed into the gravel and dropped quite a few places. But this is where the leader locks his rears up and then just can't get the thing slowed down and nearly spun off backwards into the gravel, but got everything going.
Put the perspective on Will McIntyre, first-year driver, so he's a rookie who took a win yesterday.
Amazing.
And Elite, Ed from Elite was saying, you know, the 2 drivers yesterday, Kanato Lee and Will McIntyre, repeating what the likes of Louis Foster did, getting rookie wins or overall wins in their first couple of meetings. Incredible.
It's incredible. I mean, what that lad has done already is incredible. Like you say, even an experienced pro in one of these cars, you send them up to Druids flat out, ask them where they think they should brake, and you've got the rest of the field behind you, then they'd probably lock the rears up as well.
One two, Will McIntyre, actually, the red car we're looking at in third place there. Cheeky little so-and-so after Donington Park sent me a note because I said, hasn't had any main championship experience but raced in the winter championships. He's got that race experience, and he wrote to me and said that doesn't count, wasn't a proper racing weekend.
Really?
But fair play, you know, we got on, we had a chat yesterday. Elite were really funny yesterday. We're going to see the change for second position.
Yeah, so this is coming into clearways. That is a nice little move down the inside, that is. I mean, that looks like a full-on experienced pro doing that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That was a great move by McIntyre. Gets it all tightened up, tries to get on the throttle, so the job's done early enough. But look, the Maurice is just having to stay around the outside, but the overlap is too big. And watch these 4 cars now. Look at the toe difference. You can see Maurice drops back in the 49, and then the rest of them, Joe Warhurst in the blue and black car, that was a great move. I can't tell you how hard it is to be squeezed up against the apex and and hope that the car doesn't turn in on you.
That move there, we see we've got 3 elite team cars together, and Ginetta have tried to outlaw the drafting that happens. Safety car's still out. I think you were getting a bit worried then with the engine notes going up. But they tried to outlaw the drafting. But these teams like Elite, R Racing, Assetto, they'll all practice drafting with each other because they were going to use it in qualifying. But the teammates there didn't use it for qualifying. They used it to get past Maurice Henry. Yeah,
and it's a clever thing that they get, taught about by a lot of the driver coaches who've won championships in their own right. Ash Sutton, Phil Glue, Stefan Hodgetts, Chris Hodgetts, all these people who hate being mentioned because it's about the kids. But
they do, actually,
at the same time, their experience is greatly appreciated by the kids.
Now.
So safety car's in, isn't it? Look at this. How's he going to play this? He's backing him up. Reynolds, let's see what you can do, boy.
Yep, so Harry Reynolds running with Assetto Motorsport, and great to see them. They've got a good partnership, of course, with Ginetta, having run the 56 of British GT last year. Very strong connection, and Harry Reynolds was one of the rising stars from last year's championship, and he's ready for it again. So it's Will McIntyre, 14 years of age, Wroxham, is following him. We'll be looking forward to his home round at Snetterton later on in the season. So Reynolds, McIntyre, Akil Alibi looking for a good result as well. And Akil just looking down the inside. He's following his teammate. He knows he can't pass until they go past the green flag on the start-finish line. That was well done, wasn't it, by Reynolds. McIntyre in second. Akil was putting his teammate under pressure. And it's another teammate looking down the inside. I think there's the lightest of touches there from Joe Warnhurst, the buzz. And we've got the second place car very nearly off it again into the gravel, but recovers, albeit into third place, with Akil Alibi now up into second in yellow.
Wow, Alibi's having it, isn't he? He's just in the right place and just playing his cards right. That's not the right place to be. Joe Warhurst is going to have to cut that off in the 95, but gets the job done. And Maurice there in the 49, big sideways. He's going to have to defend himself now. He's got people down the inside. He's going to lose 2 places.
Yeah, he's having a look. Josh Rowledge coming through. Then we've got Sonny Smith, who was always up to the sharp end in qualifying and learning his racecraft here. Joined us, I think, Donington Park last year for the first time in the championship. Keeps rookie status for this year. Henry squeezing his way through there.
Maurice Henry there just give him a full-on hip and shoulder, but he couldn't get done by his other teammate now. But he's having a great race. Look at them. He's bending off. Look at that 4th place. And now it's going to be teammates drafting back past him. Oh, where's my teammate? I want to draft. No, he's back past him.
Sonny Smith launches himself down the inside of the 72. Beg your pardon. 72 is Sonny Smith, and the 10 is Josh Rowledge. So it's Rowledge who makes the move. Wants that championship lead to be intact here. Remember, it was a point between him and Harry Reynolds. So this is going to be advantage Reynolds if it stays the way it is at the moment. Akil Alibi in yellow is second as we watch the cars coming around Druids. It's a super shot, isn't it, from the blimp to give you an idea of what Druids really looks like from the air. You get a real feel for what the drivers have to deal with. So it's Reynolds from Alibi, the South African, who's done very, very little running in wet or slippery conditions. It's all about dry racing out there, particularly in karts that he's done.
Amazing. Sonny Smith now is getting a workout. Maurice Henry looking for a way past again. Will he go all the way round the outside? Very interesting. The front axle of the car, the front 2 tyres look like they're struggling. He's got the overlap, but it won't be enough. He's going to have to come back on the inside if he can try that. That might work, but no. Great work there from the 72. He just got on up the road. Smith looking strong.
He is looking strong at the moment. I was having a quick look for a fastest lap. Joe Warhurst is the fastest man on track, 64.104, which is the blue elite car, the black and blue car, which is just in out of shot. So fastest driver on track at the moment. And then the 2 elite cars, sorry, the 2 Fox Motorsport cars dicing here, and Liam McNeely's trying to get up the inside. Liam has been a little bit scuppered by the new 3 flying lap qualifiers. He was second in the championship last year. The 48 car, and half a spin for Jacob Hodgkiss. The Prep Tech car collects the 77 of Ian Aguilera, who's making his way through from the back of the field. So Ian is having no luck at all this weekend. Great pity for him. I think he's continuing on, but he's going to be away down the order.
Yeah, I'm happy that didn't get any worse than it was. There's nothing worse than getting spun across the front of everyone, but he just got a left rear. Watch now, as you see the car on the outside, gets on the paint. It's like ice. It's just like ice, and it's that game over. Even these cars ain't got that much horsepower, but it got spun round on the power that went to that left rear wheel, and it just spun up like a wet roundabout in your rear wheel drive road car.
These are the leaders. Before we focus on the race leaders, I'm going to just give a shout out. We try and look at everything going on. We can't always get it. But Luke Watts has come from the back of the grid into 8th position. Great recovery drive from Luke.
Well spotted, mate, because we've got 6 million screens here and some people get annoyed, and I get annoyed with them.
Yeah,
but look at this is proper. There's proper stuff going on all over the place, proper racing.
Akil Alibi, well, he raced here, of course, for Brands Hatch Indy in the Winter Series last year in November. I don't recall it being rainy there or wet, but it certainly was cold. So he's got experience of this track as he dices for the lead. Through on the inside there goes Kanato Lee in the number 19 car. Yesterday's race winner, it was Josh Rowledge that won it on that man there, number 10, won the race on the road. He's going to go into Warhurst here. No, he isn't. So the great team battles here. We've got the R Racing number 10 and the Elite Racing team number 95 of Joe Warhurst all battling it out. But look to the right of your screen. That's the battle for the top 2. And it's Harry Reynolds still there. 8 minutes still on the clock, which is great. I'll tell you what, Harry Reynolds is going to think this race was a lot longer. He's been given a workout here by the young South African.
Alibi looks rapid. That yellow and black car is going to try and get down the inside now. He's got the momentum. He's going to have to defend for the lead. What's he going to do? Is he going to jink to the left, drag around the outside? Because everyone's starting to catch him now. Look at 3rd place. McIntyre's back in it. He's back in it.
Now, if Alibi gets past and takes the win, and we've got a long way to go, it will be an Elite Racing hat-trick, but 3 different drivers winning the races. Behind them, they've got Will McIntyre, who will want to get a 2nd win of the weekend. So whichever way you look at it, it's going to be something of a historic weekend for Elite, having had their 2 wins already. But of course, we've got Assetto Motorsport with Harry Reynolds out front at the moment. He wants the win, and we've got a host of our racing runners as well who are capable and keen to get that win as well. Now, as we go wide, Akil's going to be passed here by McIntyre. Looks up the inside, but Akil gets a better run.
Better run. He was able to straighten the steering wheel out at Akil, and he's in the 14, the yellow black car. He got the steering wheel straight. He got full throttle on, but behind him, he couldn't get on the power. He just couldn't get on the power. McIntyre struggled in that 18 in the red because he had steering lock on. Oh no, talking about steering lock, that is a nightmare. Douglas, isn't it?
Douglas, another young Welsh driver, 1st year, so you know, part of the learning experience there. We've got a bit of bodywork going awry, majorly awry there.
Was that Liam McNeely maybe? I think that was Liam's car, that Fox Motorsport car.
He got fastest lap now, as you can see, 103.632 as he tries to work his way through. And now it's an Elite battle for 2nd.
That's a problem, that.
It is. It's not ideal, is it? So somebody gets stuck on that one. But look now at the red Elite car of Will McIntyre on the inside here as they come into Surtees. A little bit tight in the wet. Coming up is Josh Rowledge, the championship leader in the number 10 car for R Racing. He's got Elite guys all the way around him. And he's going to go on the outside of Will McIntyre. Should get the grip there, I think. This is obviously the grip that Maurice Henry was looking for earlier on. He's through. He's done it. That
was a good effort, because you're seeing the oversteer from McIntyre. Joe Warhurst in the blue car now. It's like a Micro Machines race. Look at this. proper stuff. This is Warhurst. How brave's he want to be? He's going to try and get the cut back because McIntyre are running a bit faster, but no, he all calmed down. Where's that bumper? They've seen that. I tell you what, talk about track limits, just stick an old rear bumper there and they won't go anywhere near it.
Save everyone a load of money, wouldn't it?
Well, it wouldn't if you hit it.
No, for sure. Harry Reynolds still there. Akil Alibi in 2nd position in yellow. Josh Rowledge is in 3rd. Now, he wants that win that was taken away from him yesterday, just Josh Rowledge. Really funny thing, I was chatting to him yesterday after his win, and well, we'll come back to that. Here are the 2 Elite guys having a workout.
Yeah, this was proper stuff, this was. So this is Akil, isn't it, in the yellow and black car, and McIntyre has a big moment in the red and black car, and then as they come into clearways now, he stays to the, look at the red and black car, slows it down, tries to stay to the inside, but he gets oversteer a bit off the exit. You see the rear of the car, has to come out the throttle, and that's why Rowledge can run, and that's why Warhurst then give him a bit of a workout. So the line is not the right thing to do on the inside. I tell you, Akil, you are looking fast, mate. You have got Reynolds worried, lad.
Sounded like Chris Hodges.
Didn't I? That's all he ever says. Fast.
Well, we love it, and it works with him, doesn't it? So here comes Akil Alibi, chasing hard. Harry Reynolds already a double winner. Is he going to soak up this pressure? He's done very well to do so far. Akil's got pressure from behind for the championship leader. Then we got the red car of Will McIntyre, Joe Warhurst, Sonny Smith, Liam McNeely up to 7th. McNeely's coming through the field. 2nd in the championship last year, McNeely. He's on the back of this group now. Has he got time to work his way through that 48 car?
I think it'll be difficult, I'll be honest. I think they're so fast at the front. That 48 car that just went through your shot, that was Liam McNeely. He's at the back of this group. But oh, he's down the inside. He's picked one off, Richard. You're better than me with this stuff.
Here we go. McIntyre just down the inside and makes up a place as well at the same time as Liam McNeely. So McIntyre past Rolich and back up into third place. Rolich's going to have another go. I had to double check the pronunciation of his surname. I remember when he came to the Ginetta scholarship, and I asked him, and he said a lot of commentators call him Rowledge. He doesn't care. He said, I said, well, we like to try and get things right for you. But when I spoke to him at the scholarship, he was like considerably shorter than me, and he's about a foot, literally a foot taller than me now.
Is he?
Yeah, tall lad, tall lad. Back with the lead though. Look at this battle with Reynolds soaking out the pressure and getting Alibi now. Will be happy with that gap that's developing, as you pointed out, Paul. Really is, and that takes the pressure off Akil. And it means that he can maybe hassle Reynolds into a mistake, although Reynolds is not going to be easily hassled thus. Yeah,
I think this is now or never now for Akil. I think he's in P2 there, and all he can do is just fight hard now. He doesn't need to look in his mirrors, he just needs to concentrate on front. But there is a little fly in the ointment here, because just ahead there is a back marker. And oh, as we see it, Akil's going to get a run. Oh, he nearly ran off the road, didn't he, in the lead there? Reynolds nearly ran off the road. He's in the tow, but I think because Akil in P2 come out the throttle, he's got a gap on him now. I tell you what, that was very gentlemanly stuff to do that. He could have just drove into him and said, well, listen, mate, you were slowing down, there was nothing I could do. This is game on now, this.
It is between these two. I think that's Flynn McCarty started from the pit lane that they're catching, and great to see Flynn getting some mileage. He's going to wonder what to do, because when you go through here, we get lefts and rights. So what do you do as a back marker in this situation? Because he's now got to go across track, and he'll be on the inside for the next corner, where he was on the outside for the previous one. So this is difficult for a back marker driver and someone with not too much experience as to what they do. The race leaders got through. Hasn't worked for Akil there, unfortunately. And Will McIntyre is going to come up into P2 as they try and get past Flynn. Flynn was in a difficult position there. I know the others are probably going to argue, but
rock and a hard place.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, there's nothing worse. Nothing worse. He was trying to get around the corner as fast as he could to get out of the way on the straight. Look at the wet lines that these guys are using. And I tell you what, no one is... you're going to be a brave person to go down the inside at clearways to pull a move off, and they're all getting this information now. But Akil is going to be kicking himself now he's behind that red and black car. That is a nightmare for him, because McIntyre is now looking stronger of all three of them. So let's have it. Come on, look at them. They're catching the leader.
They are closing in again, so the two elite boys closing up. Josh Rolich is there in fourth position as well. Then it is Luke Watts from the back up into fifth place. Luke Watts, what a drive from the 37 car. Amazing stuff from him to come through. We know he's got the pace, he just hasn't been able to convert that into sticking at the front over the rounds we had so far. But mark my words, he's going to be one difficult driver to beat, and now it is definitely a quartet for the lead, with Harry Reynolds, the young Welshman, under pressure. Here comes Alibi looking up the inside as they go into the left-hander at Surtees, and he goes through. McIntyre, his teammate, is dropped down to third now, defending from the number 10 of Josh Rolich. Rolich, championship leader, his arch rival, a point separating them. Harry Reynolds is at the front of this quartet. Rolich is going to look on the inside now of McIntyre in black. Alibi back up into second position. I think this could be going on to the last lap, or is it? It's going to be nip and tuck as they cross the line now. We'll get word from race control whether there is one or two more laps to go. I think this could be, it is the last one.
Yeah, good stuff, and there's still battle royale here, isn't it? Look, they're all closing up. P1 looks like it's done and dusted. It's Akil now, who looks super strong. McIntyre's giving him a workout, but McIntyre's going to have the rest of the field on him. The rest of the field have caught up so fast. Look at all these kids now.
Yeah, Luke Watts in the 37. There he is, right from the back. Sorry to go on about it. It is a brilliant drive from Watts coming through, chasing Rolich. Surprised he hasn't got the fastest lap of the race. That's with James Wires, the Assetto Racing youngster. So well done, James, on fastest lap so far, 61.8 for James Wires in 13th position. But Reynolds has soaked up a lot of pressure in this. There's the 37 car. Luke Watts has had a super race. Harry Reynolds looks safe and dry here.
He really does, doesn't he? I think that is game over.
Lost a fifth position there, but as they come now onto the Brabham Straight for the last time, it is going to be the young Welshman who makes a third win of the season for Harry Reynolds. Reynolds takes the win. Akil Alibi is in second position, his best result in the main championship. Next up is Will McIntyre. Josh Rolich fourth, fifth goes to Luke Watts from the back, and sixth position was Joe Warhurst. What a junior race we have had. It's been difficult with the conditions for sure, but these youngsters put on a superb display. Safety car happened, yeah, we'll acknowledge that. Oh, sadly, off goes Jacob Hodgkiss, the 15-year-old from Church Aston running in Fox Motorsport. We've seen quite a bit of their cars over the course of the race, but it's the 15-year-old from Narberth racing for Assetto Motorsport, Harry Reynolds, who takes he turned 16 in June, does the youngster. And as I say, he was very calm and cool and collected this morning when I spoke to him and his teammate as well, Leona Theobald, together in the paddock this morning. And he said it was, you know, he just needed to finish, but he wanted that win for sure and earned it. It was a lot of pressure and a great result for Assetto Motorsport. Terrific result once again for Harry Reynolds, who brings the 23 car down into Parc Ferme, followed by Akil Alabai, who had a super race as well. Very pleased to have been part of Akil's journey in the racing championship. Well before he joined the championship, his parents got him a junior car to practice with in South Africa. He came and joined us at the Ginetta summer camp several years ago when he was too young to join it. But there is our winner, Harry Reynolds. Absolutely delighted. Lovely to see the passion from Harry Reynolds. He's so cool the rest of the time. Simon and Jim from Assetto there. Charlie Robertson, of course, the Ginetta works driver who coaches him as well. Very strong ties between those teams. And super stuff from young Harry Reynolds to take a win, and I think reclaim the championship lead. We'll confirm that for you. Round 6 of the Michelin Ginetta Junior Championship here at Brands Hatch, won by Harry Reynolds. Great result for Akil Alabai, best for him in second position for Elite, and it was an Elite 2-3 because Will McIntyre finished in third place. Just off the podium, Josh Rowledge in fourth place for R Racing, ahead of his teammate Luke Watts, who came through from the back. Sixth position, Joe Warhurst from Liam McNeely and Sonny Smith. Yesterday's winner, Kanato Lee, in ninth, ahead of Fergus Chalmers. Ian Aguilera continued his recovery during that race and came through from the back to 11th, despite a bit of contact. Zach Meek in 12th from James Wires, who I think held on to the fastest lap. No, that changed again. Maurice Henry in 14th from Akshay Bora and Luca Hopkinson. 17th was Alicia Parmosky from Adam Brown, Mackenzie Douglas, who got fastest lap, and Ella Lloyd in 20th. The finishes completed by Jacob Hodgkiss, Flynn McHardy, Leona Theobald and Shravan Shamagova bringing out the safety car. So the table as we head to Thruxton, 12 points is the lead for Harry Reynolds over Josh Rowledge. Will McIntyre is third from Joe Warhurst. Top rookie Kanato Lee is in fifth position. And then Akil Alabai from Liam McNeely 7th. Sonny Smith 8th from Maurice Henry. And Fergus Chalmers in 10th.